Development, the Commissioner for Rural Rails and Public Information, Charles Aniago, has ruled out the success made so far in the M.O.R.E administration. Recall that in the build of the 2023 governorship election campaign, Governor Gov Oborevwori came up with his plans and objectives for the advancement of Deltans and Delta State. This was encapsulated into an acronym tagged the M.O.R.E agenda, which serves as a guideline to achieve the development opportunity for all realistic reforms, enhanced peace and security. In a recent interview with Quest Television over the weekend, the Commissioner for Rural Rails and Public Information, Charles Aniago, highlighted the progress thus far.
And to spell it out, the M.O.R.E, which is spelled as M-O-R-E, means two things. Okay. One, more as in going to do more than what was in existence, which means not only sustaining what he met on ground by the last administration, but is also going to add to it. That is more in that instance. Then more in the second leg, which is very, very important. In the area of meaningful development, you could see that we are taking development to the people, not according to our own whims and caprices, but in view of what the people do desire in their respective localities. We are building road, addressing the four issues that are in that M.O.R.E. Building road as a way of meaningful development to the people, because through the road they are able to navigate through their different communities and possibly evacuate their farm produce or whatever products they are selling. Opportunities for all, in the sense that we are not only building road in one community, we are making sure that every community, in this instance, every local government is served by the roads we are constructing, which is why we have been able to start off in a novel approach to budgeting that made us to be able to have certain provisions for each local government. So in which case, irrespective of whether you have a big man or not, we'll be able to address your needs, taking advantage of such budgetary provision. Realistic reforms, because we are also taking a look at reforms not only in terms of the laws and the process and the things that exist, but in terms of how we were even building roads in the past. So we are seeing the governor moving everywhere, taking steps, ensuring that we have value for money in form of doing things differently. And then, of course, enhance peace and security. We are building this road so that we increase accessibility.
While also commending the previous administration for its achievements in infrastructural development, education and security. And Aniago noted that the current administration of Oborevwori, who was also part of the previous administration, is sustaining and improving on the works of the previous administration.
Oborevwori is a product of the last administration. Even having been part of that last administration as the speaker and number 3 citizen. Experience, they also say, is the best teacher. He has seen the areas where the previous administration made giant strides, and he made promise to sustain such strides. The last administration did very, very well, which is why the former governor, Senator Ato Ifeanyi was nicknamed the Roadmaster. He made a whole lot of impacts in our lives as Deltans, whether in the road sector, in the education sector, where we established 3 brand new universities, and of course, in many other sectors, in the health sector, and of course, the security that was brought to bear in our state, which of course catapulted us from the number 4 position of oil production when he took office in May 2015 to the number 1 position as at the time he was leaving. Today, Oborevwori is also taking giant strides in line with the M.O.R.E agenda, not only to sustain those very laudable programs and policies of the last administration, but to also using the vehicle of the M.O.R.E to surpass them. So when you see that today we have Julius Berger working in Delta and then making us proud and having changed the skyline of Uwe, Udu and environs, you could see that that is just both sustaining and advancing the growth of our development.
The commissioner took a swap to clear the air of the governor's stance on borrowing, stating that Oborevwori, having won this day Governor of the Year 2024 award for his fiscal discipline and infrastructural development in the state without borrowing, does not mean that the governor will not borrow at all.
If the time comes for us to be able to navigate towards that corridor, it could become an option. But at the moment, the governor has been able to apply a level of prudence that makes us to be solvent such that we are able to carry out the programs and policies and projects that we have with what we have. So let nobody begin to think that borrowing essentially is wrong. What is wrong is if you borrow and you do not have a concomitant positive effect on what you have borrowed. In any case, whatever you borrow should be able to produce enough dividends to possibly take care of the cost implication, either by way of interest or the main capital of what you have borrowed. So where we are now is that we are solvent thanks to the very prudent approach to governance by the governor, and that solvency has helped us to be able to initiate projects, to be able to carry through those projects, and you could see that we're also taking effort to liquidate both our contractual and other loans that were hitherto some form of challenge to planning.
He appreciated the chairman of Quest FM and Television and his management for his contribution to promoting good governance.
Appreciate the management, staff, and the entire crew of Quest FM. I'm actually seized of the fact that the medium has been a partner to our government, even right from the last administration. So we must appreciate the effort of your promoter, who of course is the chairman of the group, both the radio and the TV arm. And so please take back to him that as a government and as an administration, we do appreciate what he's doing to help us reach out to our people, and at the same time serve as a feedback channel for us to know how our people feel on a number of issues.
For more on this interview, watch us on YouTube on Quest